Thanks very much for being here. I actually had two questions, so I'll go one at a time. One is, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced going international or into these other cities as establishing and maintaining your character as Craigslist and kind of trustworthiness?
Well, overseas, frankly, the answer is we don't know, because we just put up sites overseas and here, and we don't promote them. You know, we don't know how to promote them in a way that's both effective and consistent with the way we feel about things. So we just keep plugging away and doing things. And frankly, the only traction we have overseas, as far as I could tell, is with expatriates. I mean, just hours ago, I sat next to a guy from China, from Shanghai, who says that the site's used a lot in Beijing and less so in Shanghai, and it's pretty much expatriates. So the idea is we just don't know.
And the other question is, does it work, the model works the same way, so international cities request you to have a site there, or do you just go in and?
Oh, we do want to feel welcome. We don't want to be carelessly blundering into cultures that we don't understand as well. I mean, we'll do some blundering, by the way, but not that variety.
The reason why I'm asking the question is that I think there are some countries and cities that definitely could use Craigslist to facilitate various interactions or transactions. So I don't know, have you thought about going and suggesting or kind of pushing your model rather than being asked to, not in a planting way, but
we've thought about it. We're not acting on that because we have to address some of those other priorities, like against spam ads, more languages, that kind of thing. Our plate's pretty full. In fact, we need like some more tech people and even another customer service rep or two.
Thank you.
Some of the people here might actually start their own business, and my question is really, do you see that if a business becomes bigger and bigger, is there more and more responsibility of doing good? And then the question that kind of is a follow-up.
I don't know what's the source of responsibility for a business. And I don't want to impose my values in any sense on anyone else. I just figure that people normally recognize that, again, we're interconnected to one degree or another with everyone else, and you want to give people a break. I think I observe that the kind of people who are very good at getting up the corporate ladder, sometimes they forget that. Who knows, maybe they never got it to begin with, I don't know. But I do want people to give each other a break. But again, I can't tell someone that that should be their value system.
And you actually touched on the kind of follow-up. What did you see actually work for Craigslist of continuously doing good? Because in some companies we see, you know, when you're a startup, you have 2 or 3 guys, you're all very excited, and then you do good. But if more and more people come to spread that message, especially a very subtle message, could kind of diminish over time.
How do we get that message out? We don't really know, except by just persisting with what we do and the way we do things. And now and then we talk about it in public like this, but it reaches more than hundreds of people. So I guess persistently over the years, doing what we feel is the right thing, and then just doing it some more, that may be the most effective, persistent, long-term strategy.
Hi. Being as hands-on as you are, do you feel you've created a model which you can one day step away from and be fully confident of its continuing in a way which you would be satisfied with?
Yeah, does Craigslist, the company, need Craig? And the answer, honestly, is, well, I don't know if they do need me. I mean, I do customer service, and I have a corporate governance kind of role, because again, we're a serious business. But you know, I think Jim is more critical than I am. You know, the deal is I do, you know, intend to keep doing what I'm doing kind of forever, thanks. But you know, Jim exerts the kind of leadership that I don't know how to.
I have one more question. How do you react to a perception that Craigslist has helped bring the demise of print newspapers through sieving off of classified revenue?
There's 2 takes on the perception issue. One is what I get from industry analysts and publishers and editors. They wish they had not missed the window of opportunity, but that's about it. They also say that our role in that has been greatly exaggerated, but that's life. So there's some mythology to do with this, and we'll see. I mean, I just, frankly, the event that just concluded today, you know, I was hanging around with, let's say, Arthur Sulzberger from the Times. And what was funny, I don't think he knew I was in the audience, but Sam Zell from the Tribune commented on this kind of thing. And it's entertaining in a way, although my focus again is new ways of doing journalism, new ways of making it happen, because I was at the Berkeley J School a couple weeks ago about that, talking also with some of the folks doing hyper-local work. And I get the guy who's over there somewhere who's doing the NYU local thing. Frankly, I want the students doing hyper-local work to talk to each other, and frankly, you know, trying to figure out how to make that kind of thing sustainable and networked through places in the country, through lots of the country, and then maybe beyond that. But it was interesting listening to some of these guys. There was one anchor of a national news broadcast that I heard at a panel over lunch, who I don't think gets this stuff, and that will be interesting. And I won't mention his name, but if you are a Stewart fan, think a giant head, and that may give you the clue.
Hi, what would you recommend for a social entrepreneur who has a online business and is considering potential sources of capital for that business?
Basically, you're talking about fundraising and all that. I don't have much in the way of suggestions regarding that. The idea is there is a lot of networking you need to do. And I just sort of a couple people that Gabriel could probably bring over here to talk, but to ask me later, because I don't want to put them on the spot. Because there is a VC community here. Of course, these times are a little tough with the credit crisis, but you sometimes want to try to do what you can starting on a shoestring. You may accept investment money just because with that, you not only get money, but networking. Because usually these guys are part of their own social networks, and they can get you in front of people who can help you out in other ways. If nothing else, you can get some buzz about it. Of course, it's a two-edged sword. When you get involved in VCs, the terms which you have to accept for getting their money can sometimes be pretty onerous. You really do want to talk to a lawyer about that. You do need education on that. I'm lucky in that I never got myself into a situation where I fared badly in that sense. I have screwed up in other ways. But even yesterday I was talking to a guy who knew a lot of people who in the .com environment, in this one case, they got equity, you know, shares of a company in startup mode that had substantial value when they were given them, but then they went, you know, the shares wound up having very little value, but because of the tax situation, they actually owed a lot of money and they had nothing to pay it with. So when you're involved in any of this stuff, talk to people who know this stuff, because otherwise you can get screwed. Yeah, beyond that, if anyone's thinking of starting a business or anything like that, again, remember that if you want to treat people like you want to be treated, at least to me that means providing good customer service. Don't, you know, again, you won't be able to give perfect customer service. You know, perfection is just as a goal, is just going to get you in trouble, but try to do something in a conscientious way. Let's see. If that's it, folks, I guess, oops, I really do appreciate it. And Lizzie now will say something.
Craig, we wanted to thank you so much for coming here tonight. This is really a wonderful honor. Thank you.
Thanks.